Hello everybody, Andre back, and I am doing a commentary. Actually, this is technically just like the second half of the gameplay of my first Battlefield 3 commentary. Anyway, as I was talking about, yeah, actually today I want to talk about the my favorite class in the whole game, which is the assault class. And the reason why I want to talk about it is to pretty much outline all of the guns in it and have my say about how good they are, if they're overpowered or something. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. So I'm gonna start off with the first gun you guys actually unlock. I'm not counting the faction guns right now. I'll talk about that in the second part of this commentary. Anyway, the first gun you unlock is the M416, and that is a that is actually a very good gun in my opinion. Um, the good thing about the gun, it actually has pretty high damage. Damage wise, it is pretty high, but recoil wise, it is actually pretty, pretty random in recoil wise. And I'll tell you why. It's because the recoil, like usually guns, like the gun wise, the recoil would go in one direction. See, the P90 goes upwards, as you can see there, but the M416 is just completely random. Goes there, goes here, goes there, goes everywhere. And if you don't know how to control recoil really good, you're gonna have a hard time using that gun. Trust me. And yeah, and but damage wise, the gun is pretty good. It's got medium to long range in my opinion, so it's not too hard to snipe people from a fair distance. But if you're going sniper wise, don't even bother. It's not the type of gun you want to mount a 12 times variable scope onto. So yeah, that's pretty much the M416. Next gun, AK-971. One of my favorite guns in the whole entire game. And reason being, it's got good damage, it's got a fairly easy to control recoil, and that's pretty much all I want to ask for from a gun. It's not exactly overpowered, it's pretty much, it's a very balanced gun. So yeah, I have nothing against the AK-971. I actually liked that gun ever since what you call it, Bad Company 2. It's been my favorite gun ever since, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's got pretty much the same distance, I mean range, as the M416, and that's pretty good, in my opinion. Next gun is the F2000. That gun is overpowered, very overpowered, and the reason being is because as I said in my last commentary, it has some pretty freaking pretty pretty freaking good damage and firing rate, and considering that, it should at least have some pretty freaking crappy recoil. And the worst thing about it, the recoil on it is like it's like using a submachine gun, and yeah, that is very overpowered in my opinion. They should at least put some more recoil on it just to balance it out a bit more. But at least it's got about short to medium range, I'd say. So the range isn't exactly that good, but considering how good the damage is, I wouldn't really regard it as a factor in how bad it is. So yeah, that's pretty much the F2000. Next gun is the AN94, R94, however you pronounce it. Anyway, this gun, as you guys probably know, is designed for burst fire, just like the M16A4. So damage wise, this gun is pretty good if you're a good spammer. And by that I mean, if you've got a good trigger finger, congrats, you've found the perfect gun. And the reason is because it's got pretty freaking good accuracy as being a gun with fairly decent recoil, I'd say. Not exactly overpowered like the F2000, but the recoil is fairly good. And the reason behind that is because um uh, the reason behind that is because you can also use the AN-94 as a fully automatic gun, but then the firing rate on it gets decreased immensely. Where the hell was that guy? USAS 12. Oh, this gun, I swear, pisses me off all the time. But back to the AN-94. So the AN-94, as it's a burst fire weapon, and when you're using it in burst fire, then smart move, trust me. So yeah, that's the AN-94. It has, I'd say, pretty damn long range. Okay, so the next gun is M416A3, which is the US faction gun, and this gun it is fairly long range, I'd say. It is a burst fire gun, so if you can spam it fast enough, it will be pretty much. I mean, the M16, yeah, it's got burst fire, but if you can spam it enough, it's pretty much going to be like the M416. And the thing about the M416 A4 and the A3 is that A3 is the fully automatic gun and A4 is the burst fire gun. And the difference is the M416 A A3, I think, is the deployment gun for the US, so you can use it from the start of the game, but only if you're on the US side of the gameplay. So you can't use it permanently until you reach the highest amount of EXP for assault, which is 220,000 EXP in total, I think. And yeah, this also applies for the Russian assault rifle, the AK-74 US, I think. Yeah, and this gun, fairly good range, I'd say myself. Um, it's fully automatic. Damage is fairly good, not exactly overpowered. So it's an ideal gun, and that's pretty good. It's a pretty good gun to use personally. But then on the other hand, the M16A4, which is a burst fire gun, and it is pretty much exactly the same as the M16A3, except it's a burst fire gun. So that's pretty much the only difference. But if you can spam your finger fast enough, then it could actually fire faster than the M16A3. So yeah. And then down to the Russian AK. Alright, so basically this gun is a Russian deployment gun, so you can only use it if you're on the Russian side. And this gun is pretty much exactly the same as the M416A3. The only difference is it has higher recoil and a bit more damage, I think. A bit more, yeah. And I can tell you all the Russian guns have absolutely awful iron sights. So don't expect to be very accurate when you're using this gun. Okay, and that is pretty much all of the guns. Actually, I should start doing the grenade launchers. Oh, not technically, the M320. The M320 is a underbarrel attachment for the assault class, and basically what it does is like it can fire three different types of ammunition, and they're all 40 millimeter ammunition, and each of the ammunition types, like there's three types of ammunition. One is the grenade, which is pretty, it's got pretty good damage. And yeah, I'm just gonna stop the commentary right here. I'll continue talking about the assault class weapons next commentary. Thanks for watching.